Let us discuss about Agile Project Management. What is Agile Project Management, or APM? That is the short form. There are multiple Agile frameworks like SCRUM, that is SCRUM, SCRUM, Test-Driven Development, that is TDD, Feature-Driven Development, that is FDD, Scaled Agile, Disciplined Agile, and every quarter a new framework is coming up. What is the central theme of this Agile project management? So in traditional project management, we do an end-to-end planning. So here what we do is we define a roadmap for the project, and we break the project into smaller iterations of 30-day cycle. And when we just before getting into an iteration, we plan the iteration in detail, and the team gets into the iteration and develops the work, develops the increment of the product which was planned prior to the iteration, and at the end of the iteration they do an iteration review and see whether that increment is shippable or not. And to track the iteration, every day they have a daily stand-up meeting of the whole team to review the progress made and to take the corrective actions. So this is an incremental approach. We don't do an end-to-end detailed planning as we do in the predictive project management. So in all agile frameworks, the central theme is the iteration, and just before the iteration there is an iteration planning, and the team gets into the iteration. At the end of the iteration there is an iteration review, and during the iteration the team constructs what was agreed to be developed during the iteration, and every day there is a daily stand-up meeting. So in predictive project management they used to mention about rolling wave planning or a moving window planning. Agile is the fully blown implementation of rolling wave planning or the moving window planning. We already discussed about the various frameworks. I just named them. Out of that, SCRUM is the most popular framework, which is almost 20 years old now. SCRUM was founded by Ken Squaber and Jeff Sutherland, and SCRUM is very popular, and it is not that domain dependent. It is applicable for different domains. Now let us look at what is hybrid project management. So we had the predictive project management styles like PDCA, which was revolving around the PDCA. That means the project, every project we were supposed to plan from start of the project till the end of the project, and then come out with the fully blown schedule and then start the work. This is revolving around PDCA by Deming, that is plan, do, check and act. This holds good, still it holds good for engineering disciplines where change is not possible, typically EPC projects. Once the foundation is done, it is very difficult to change the scope of the building. So those kind of projects, still it is very difficult to go to Agile fully. So if the engineering discipline is not conducive for change, then it is better to stick on with the predictive project management styles revolving around PDCA. Then we have Agile, which is revolving around PDSA, that is plan, do, study and act. So we take an increment of the product, put it into an iteration, build it. We will learn, we'll have a lot of learning from from doing so, and those learning also we incorporate into the subsequent iteration, and we proceed. That is a PDSA approach. So Agile Project Management is a right fit for engineering disciplines where changing the scope is very easy, typically information technology projects and research and development projects. This comes in very, very handy. Now the Project Management Institute have come out with the hybrid model. They are institutionalizing it. What is a hybrid model? Even if we take an EPC project, which is very rigid, the scope cannot be changed that easily, but still within the EPC project itself, during the planning and design phase, it is more like an IT project. Things are flexible. So during planning and design phases of an EPC project also, we can use some of the agile best practices. So this hybrid model, what they're saying is don't demarcate between predictive project management and adaptive project management. You pull out the best practices from all these models, and then that becomes the hybrid project management. So for each project, we pick and choose the best practices from both predictive and the agile, and tailor the processes for your project and use them. That is the typical hybrid project management. So ultimately, project is the most important thing. Project success is the most important thing. So it is not about the framework which you are using. So no need to rely on any one particular model. It can be I can use both. There is no harm in using a daily stand-up meeting within predictive project management, or along with the earned value management, I can use a burn down chart as well. Or whenever I reach a major milestone, for the last phase of achieving that milestone, I can switch to agile model. I'm planning the project in predictive fashion. I'm tracking it with earned value and critical path, everything. But still, whenever there is a major billing milestone, maybe just 30 days prior, I can switch to a countdown timer kind of thing and incorporate all the agile practices to ensure that I hit the milestone on time. So a combination is possible, and that is the intent of hybrid project management. So we discussed about what is agile project management, and we said it is a combination of several frameworks are available. The common thread across all these frameworks is the iteration, and it revolves around plan, do, study, and act. And the most common or the most prominent framework is the SCRUM framework by Ken Scaber and Jeff Sutherland, because it is not domain dependent. Because if you look at extreme programming and all, it cannot work other than IT domain. Whereas SCRUM, it is easily portable to other domains as well. Then we have predictive project management, where end-to-end project planning and monitoring and controlling and stuff like that. And hybrid is a combination of these two. So in the subsequent videos, I'll be explaining each of the artifacts and the ceremonies of agile project management, and how your projects can be tailored, or the processes for your projects can be tailored to leverage both adaptive and predictive styles. Thank you.